Hello, I'm Biz Coach Steve Feld, and welcome to our show, Biz Coach and Coffee. Yeah, let's try that again. It's been a whole week.
You can stop and start. That's what editing.
That's what editing.
That's why you're in control of the button, dude.
That's it. Hello, this is Biz Coach Steve Feld. Welcome you to Biz Coach and Coffee. And my goal is to help stop business owners from suffering entrepreneurial depression and start making running their businesses much easier. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to crack 7 figures without burning themselves out. Today, we have another phenomenal guest for you to help you in your business. We have Michelle Nedelec. Hope I got it right.
You did.
Yeah,
Hello,
working
peeps.
on it.
Say it fast enough and you're always right.
That's it. Michelle has, I got to say, she has a couple superpowers, which I'm going to let her talk about. But she has over 20 years of experience in executive coaching, working with clients ranging from 8 figures all the way down to solopreneurs. And Michelle now runs a creative side of her done-for-you service, helping entrepreneurs set up and they maintain their digital marketing through her company, Awareness Strategies. So please welcome Michelle.
Nedelec!
And
the crowd goes crazy. Okay, well, if you didn't, I did, you know.
Yeah.
I'm my best fan.
We've talked before. And the reason I'm so happy to have Michelle on here is she does something very unique, which a lot of business owners struggle with. And to her, it's like, that's an easy solution. And I always tell business owners, when you come across something you hate or costs you time, which is costing you money and frustration, hire the right person who loves doing this stuff, who's experienced at it. And Michelle is one of those. So Michelle, welcome. I'll let you tell everyone deep dive what you do.
Awesome. Well, thank you for allowing me to be here. I love it and appreciate it. And hopefully I can give some valuable information to your listeners, regardless of where they are in business, because I know this sounds insane, but for us, tech is fun. It's like, and for the rest of you, I know that tech is like the hellish demon that you would like to kill, and they're haunting you in your sleep. So yes, we will slay your tech demons for you, and we will do it having the utmost of fun, and it's a blast. There was one thing that you had mentioned in the intro. I'm like, oh, I could totally go on a story about this, but let's just break it down to, oh, it was the hiring the best person for it. And I know that is terrifying to most people, because I know I heard Jay Abraham say that to me years ago, is hire an expert and get the job done right. And I'm like, yeah, because I got 140 grand in my back pocket that I can just fork over to you and have you run my company for you. That's not happening. So how do you hire the best and do it when you're in a position where you don't feel like it? And the key for me is, when you think about hiring someone, you're often thinking about, oh, I'll just get a VA. I'll just hire somebody cheap, somebody that I can afford, somebody that's not going to break my bank when, you know, I go to pay them, because if I'm only getting paid X amount of dollars and they're going to take X times 10, like that's not going to work, right? So we try and hone it into something that becomes manageable for us. The problem with that is that person then has to be trained on how to do what you want them to do. And you're stuck going, hey, I need this job done and this is how I do it. And I'm terrified that you're going to screw it up because I do it perfectly and I've had 20 years experience doing it. And if you don't do it perfectly, I'm going to fire you instantaneously, because whether I articulate myself well or not, because I can't afford to lose my client. And that is the mindset that keeps us small. So when you're looking at hiring the best person, it's not about hiring the best coach or somebody that's going to influence you or somebody that's going to kind of go, well, how do you feel about it? That's not the person I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the person that's done it, been there, bought the t-shirt. So if you want to make t-shirts, they actually know how to make t-shirts. They know, don't use this material, use that material. Don't go with this manufacturer, go with that manufacturer, so that every dime you spend is putting you in the right direction, not just not in the wrong direction, if that makes sense. So when people outsource their tech to us, they're not saying, hey, go and learn my software system and see if you can do it better than I can. We know our tech, we know our software, we've been trained, we've trained all of our staff on it, And if they have any questions, they come to us and go, hey, what about this? So that when you hire us, we're like, okay, we need this from you. We need that from you. We need this from you. What is your this? And if you say, I don't know to any of those questions, we work with you to be able to figure out what that is. So we don't expect you to know everything about tech. In fact, we know that you don't know what you don't know. So you can't possibly know what you need for a confirmation email if you don't know what you're confirming. Whereas you go, hey, I need a landing page for this thing. And we go, okay, so what's your promotional email for? What's your landing page content for? What's your call to action? And all of these things, if it doesn't mean anything to you, we help you to figure it out. So we're not just somebody that you pass work off to. We are the ones that are helping you to build your business, because if we can't help you build your business, then we're not going to get paid. And that's kind of how that works. So that's the difference between hiring somebody that will help you get your things off your table versus hiring an expert that will help you to make money. And more often than not, especially right now, it's a lot less expensive, or a lot more affordable, should I say, than you ever thought it was before, because you can do things like hiring a fractal CMO. So instead of hiring me on a full-time basis for the entire year, which would be ridiculous, I wouldn't even want you to do that. You can say, hey, can you come look at this stuff for me? I go and look at it, go, yep, here, go do this, go do that. You need this, you need that, you need the other thing. Record this session, give it to your tech department, give it to your marketing department, whatever, or give it back to us and we'll go do and then the stuff gets done. And that's the difference. Was that the long answer or the short answer?
You brought up some great points in there, because I see that all the time with small business owners and entrepreneurs. It's like they are trying to do everything themselves and they think that their way is the only way. But I'm a big believer, and I learned this many businesses ago. I used to always hire people smarter than me. It was the same price as if I hired someone who was average. And the reason I did that is so they can help me grow my business. And it was one of the best moves I have ever had. And the people I have now, just like you mentioned, they're experts in their area. And I only know what I know. And I always tell them, here's what I've been doing. It's been getting these results. But if you see an opportunity, go for it or make it better. And they're coming back with stuff I never even thought of. But to them, it's easy. To me, it's like, I don't want to touch this because I'm confused. So they're
and it's like, even me, I'm the creative director for the company, but I have graphic designers that are way better graphic designers than I will ever be. So I can take something and I can conceptualize what I want, and I draw it on a paper, and it looks like, Calvin and Hobbes turned into a Tyrannosaurus with that just threw up on the page. And then she comes and takes back and goes, you mean like this? Oh my God, that's awesome. And it's fantastic and gorgeous and something we can present to our clients.
I think that's fantastic. That's what entrepreneurs and business owners need to do, honestly, is you have the idea, just get something to get it out of your head, to get some of the concept across, but then get the right person on board, because they're going to do it 1,000 times better than what you can do.
Well, yeah. And I often say, one of my little 1 minute speech is, so we've all heard the expression, stay in your wheelhouse. And I had no idea what a wheelhouse is. And apparently a wheelhouse is the room on a boat where the steering wheel is. I'm like, oh, so it kind of means stay the captain of your ship. Got it. Now, I didn't know that. But what I do know is for about 90% of the people, tech is not in their wheelhouse. So here's my little test for you. If I gave you a spreadsheet that had a bunch of names on it and a whole bunch of numbers, and I said, here, go and organize this, do you go, yes, this is awesome, fantastic, I get to go in there? A. Or B, you'd rather take the monitor, smash it on your head and break it just to alleviate the pain that you have from looking at a spreadsheet. If you fall into category B, you are not a techie. This is not your wheelhouse. And most entrepreneurs think that their wheelhouse is like a little hamster wheel going around, 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 and they're trying to do their check and they fling out of the wheelhouse. And it's like, that's not your wheelhouse. That is a complete and total waste of time. There are people that actually love that. They get super excited when there's chaos and they get to create order out of it. Those are the people that you hire to do your tech for you, because most software programs that are capable of getting you where you want to go in your business are way too complicated for somebody that is heart-centered and loves people and wants to get, not that techies aren't those people, it's just they're not obviously those people. We have made our techies cry because they're so happy for their clients. So cute. So they do have a heart of gold and they do want to help their, but that's not the first conversation you're having. You're not hugging them and kissing them on the first meeting. Whereas a lot of my clients, you do.
We're going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsor, and we'll be right back with Michelle.
This episode is sponsored by Spotlight Books. Get your expert book completed in 30 days. If you don't have an expert lead magnet book about you and how you serve your market, then visit www.spotlight-books.com. Link is also in the show notes. Put a spotlight on your expertise.
And we're back. Michelle is explaining, like, stop beating yourself up and trying to do your own tech, especially if you're not a techie, because it's taking you away. Like you mentioned, the wheelhouse. If you're not at the helm driving that ship and you're down in the engine room, where's the ship going? Usually in the rocks. It kind of magnetized towards it. So get the right people on board. Stop beating your head over, beating yourself with the tech stuff. If you're not a techie. Me,
quit playing with your tech. Get back to work.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you touch my tech.
Exactly. It's way more fun that way. I'm telling you, you can get it up and keep it up in business when you let somebody else play with your tech.
There you go.
Of course, we're talking about revenue and profit.
Absolutely, we are.
Sorry, I had to throw that in. And for those of you who just went, what? I have a whole podcast that you would love to listen to.
Exactly. I think you made some other good points. It's like, you see it all the time. How many times does an entrepreneur, business owner come to you and just with kind of like, I use the analogy of a business putting all their receipts and everything in a shoebox and then just throwing it at their CPA. It's a mess. Mm-hmm. How many times do people come to you with it? Like, I call it spider webbing, right? Because everything's connected, but it looks like a spider web. It's not in one central system.
Absolutely. And most of them don't bring it in a nice little box like a shoebox and throw it at us. Most of us have what I like to refer to as Frankenware, where they have a little piece of software here and a little piece of software there and a little piece does this and a little piece does that. They're trying to put it all together and make it come to life, and it just won't. It backfires on them and often tries to attack them, and late in the evening or the middle of the night on the weekend, and they don't know why. So yes, we'll also take care of your Frankenware for you.
And we've had this discussion. I have everything connected so well. It's like, I'm so happy, but when one thing goes down, it's like, it's gotten to the point where we can pinpoint it because it's so well, nice. Spiderweb.
So well, spiderweb.
Beautiful. Let me ask you, what are some of the top problems that you see when a business owner comes to you and they're like, oh, help me?
More often than not, it's that they have overcomplicated their systems by trying to simplify their system. And what I mean by that is going back to this whole Frankenware idea. It's like, oh, well, I just want an email server that I can understand and I can use. I just want to have a CRM that I can access and be able to use it and get a hold of my clients when I need to. I just need to. And then they try and put all these things together. And then, like you said, when it breaks, they're like, what the hell is going, like, why did that email get sent to 500 people when it wasn't supposed to go to anybody? Why did that? And nobody knows, because here's my analogy. I don't know if you're anything like me, but as soon as something goes wrong with my computer, I would rather swear at it, bash it, than actually go, okay, what's going on? Because I think it's a computer, and every time you put something into a computer, it should just spit out the answer and do the right thing, right? Yeah, no, we all know that doesn't happen. And you get one system that updates and you're not doing it. So they have an overcomplex or a complex system. With our clients, whether they're just starting out and trying to make their first $50,000, or they're a multi-million-dollar corporation and they have a marketing department and an IT department and a legal department and an accounting department, and they're trying to get all of those systems together, we have one piece of software that is the hub of it, and it has this crazy thing called an API, which means that it talks to other servers without having to have a VA take the information from there and put it over there. One of my favorite answers I get from multi-million-dollar corporations, and this boggles my mind, is, so how do you do that? And their answer is always manually. Like, if I hear manually more than 3 times in a meeting, it's like, okay, dude, I can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month by implementing a system. And that allows somebody to then, everybody worries that automation is going to take their employees. And it's like, no, automation takes away the stupidity of your job, that repetitive shit that you're doing over and over. Sorry, am I allowed to say that here? I didn't say that. The stuff that you have repetitively over and over again. And the system does it because more often humans will screw that process up and disable it from working the way it should. Whereas if you automate systems that are repetitive and you allow human beings to be the creative awesomeness that they are, then you can have more awesome conversations with your clients. You create more loyalty with them because people are creative. We're messy. Let us be messy. Let us do the things that need to be a one-off, that need to be in this circumstance, we're going to do it this way thing, because they're really good at that. And computers are really good at doing the same thing over and over and over again, 24 hours a day without messing things up, usually.
Excellent. Good point. Oh, well, I'm a giver, and I know you're a giver. I always have our guests give something to the audience. What can you give our folks today to help them in their business?
Awesome. So we are going to give them the marketing ready analysis. And what that is a analysis of their website to make sure that their marketing is functioning. Because there's 3 things. There's a green light, a yellow light, and a red light, just like when you're driving. Green light is you are doing this awesomely. This is rock star. Keep doing it. That's fantastic. Yellow light is, hey, you might want to check this out because, it's not working as well as it could and something's going awry here. Red light is Google hates you and will not promote you. That is not good. That needs to be addressed right away because you are breaking Google's bylaws. And when you break Google's bylaws, they don't just give you a ticket. They don't give you a warning. They stop you dead fault, take your car away, throw it in impound, and you're stuck going, I didn't know. So don't do those things. So when you do the marketing analysis, it's as simple as putting in your website in it, and an email kicks you back this full report, somewhere between 30 and 50 pages, depending on the size of your website. And it will give you everything that you need to do to make things right. Address the red lights first, and then the yellow lights, and praise yourself and your team for the green lights. And you can give that to your marketing department, your IT department, or you can say, Michelle, I don't know what this means. Come talk to me. And I'm happy to help you out with that.
Excellent. Well, we're going to have the link to that in the show notes, so please take advantage of Michelle's offer. I want to say thank you for being our guest here. You shared some great information, and folks, stop beating your head against the wall with tech and give Michelle a call.
Nice.
Thank you again, Michelle.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Well, we wish all of you out there much success in your business. This is Biz Coach Steve Feld. Have a wonderful day.
We hope you enjoyed today's topic. If you'd like to discuss how you can apply these strategies in your business, let us know. This episode is sponsored by Spotlight Books. Get your own expert book written about you in 30 days. Set yourself apart from the competition. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to give us your comments. We look forward to hearing from you on Biz Coach and Coffee.